So, when did you start feeling old? Was it when the songs that you used to listen to started to become samples in today's music? Or maybe it was when your kids started driving? Or maybe it's when you aren't feeling as challenged as you used to be in your, 2 decades long career or more? Or maybe it's when in your closet you have 2 decades worth of stuff. Okay, this may be controversial, but if you are a woman of a particular age, and you are a coach, a consultant, a professional practitioner, and you have decades, that's decades of experience, and you've hit that point in your life where there's a lot behind you, I'm going to share with you that if you are still trying to listen, follow, and copy style hacks, you are wasting your time. Listen, there's a lot out there. Okay, we've got the gram, we've got the talk, we've got short videos everywhere, we've got how to's, we've got tips, we've got tricks, we've got easy ways to, and you probably have tried them all or a good number of few. And there's almost too many to keep track of. And it gets worse because in our space of where we live now, everything is so instant and almost disposable that those tiny pieces of advice that they're trying to give you in those 30-second, 15-second how to tuck, how to do, um, those actually don't connect you to the things that would give you presence and personal branding for your next stage. So, listen, if you value strategy over scrolling and you want to be consistent with the confidence to be consistent, then keep listening because today I'm breaking down 3 myths for midlife women, mm, that you believe when it comes to your style and getting dressed, and more than style, your self-presentation, how you show up, how you enter the world every day to make your mark. So, now I don't know which one of those, what makes you feel old you fell into, but, as I was thinking about this, episode, I was thinking, "Oh my gosh, like, literally, these are all of mine." Like, some of my best songs have been turned into new songs, like my Whitney Houston songs, okay? Like, they've been turned into new songs, and then people think that they're new by the new artist, and they're not. And also, when my kids started driving independent, I'm like, "What is I have crossed the line." Am I old now? My husband will say, "Yes, Michelle," but listen, okay. Old is one thing, you know what? Youth is a state of mind, all of that. And everybody who is moving up in the numbers um, does believe that really age is just a number and that it's a state of mind thing. But there is definitely a place in life when women walk over a line and we go, "Holy mackerel, look how much is behind me." Right? And then it begs a question because it begs a question of where am I going? And who am I? And what do I want to say while I'm going there? And so, what you may not realize is that those decades that have happened behind you also are happening in your client, or sorry, they're also happening in your closet. And there are clues there. There are also clues to being stagnant in this space that have to do with what's going on in your mind. And this is when notoriously women fall into the traps of the style myths. So I'm going to break down 3 of them that if you are in this space of like, am I getting up in the, what is happening? If you've said these to yourself, if you've heard them say them yourself to themselves, if your friend group is saying them to themselves and you've partially believed it at one point, you're in a space where you need redefinition. Okay? The first one is they don't make clothes for me at my age. Yeah. Have you said it? I get this a lot with my clients. They don't make clothes for me. And the reason why you're saying that is because when you look out into the world that is flooded on social media of what to wear, how to wear it, what is worn, who's wearing, um, there is a definite lane that is being broadcast out there, and a lane in the speak of how you wear them. And usually you'll hear it talk about style and get your style. And what I share with my people is that um, when you have that feeling that they don't make clothes for you, there's two things going on. One is a knowledge piece about yourself, and a knowledge piece about uh, like sourcing resources where you find what is right for you. So when you have that question in your mind, it is 100% a signal to me that it's not out there. It's actually that you don't necessarily know what works for you. It's not the makers. The makers will continue to make clothes, and they do make clothes for you. It's just that you haven't had the training, the knowledge of you, and the practice to know and recognize what is right for you so that you can pick it. So be clear, it's never what's outside you. It is always what's inside you that is the stumbling block. But that can be massaged and um, learned in a new lane. So they don't make clothes for me at this age. That's a myth. They do. You just have to know what you're looking for. Number two, if I wear black, it will slim me. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this before if you've been hanging around me. Look, as we get to particular ages and hairs start to turn lighter values, okay, this is actually a very, very large myth. Look, black is a value, and it is the deepest and it is the harshest on complexions, especially as we move up in age. Why? Why? There is color science behind why. And it is because people lose saturation in their skin color, skin tone, and having the contrast of the deepest value that exists on that feature of your skin tone does not work for 80% of complexions on a good day. And then when we age and we lose saturation and we lose chroma, then it acts even worse on the complexion. And what it does is it creates shadow, it creates mustaches, it turns things yellow if it is not harmonized with your aging complexions. Okay. And so what happens is when women hear me say like black is not flattering for most complexions, here's what you do. If you don't know where to go, then you start guessing and then you over guess. So I can always tell when a woman is over guessing and she's heard me say don't wear black, and so then she over guesses and wears something bright. That is the second thing that is not working for you as you mature in your color spectrum and in your color harmony. Because when we don't know what to do, we always overcompensate and we go way too bright and we up the chroma, and then it does the opposite of black, but in the same way. Is all we see now coming is the color, and we don't see the person's face. You don't look vibrant. You now either look washed out or you look overpowered. So each one of you has a spectrum of hues that are going to harmonize with the exact amount of saturation you can take as your skin ages and that will smooth the look of a complexion. It will minimize fine lines. It will take shadow out of the darkness. It will remove dark circles underneath the eyes, but it must harmonize with you. So if you're walking around going, I'm still wearing black to slim me, please don't. But also, please don't overcompensate and wear something just bright because Michelle said wear a color, because that's not going to serve you either. There's a theme here, and I'm getting to it in the next myth. The next myth is that I can get what I need to age gracefully with style tips. Okay, this is a myth because the things that you are seeing out in the world on all the grams and the talks and the shortnesses of it all, I need you to know that they are all, yes, I'm using that inclusively, all too generic, too simplified in order for you to get your best result. Because your best result for looking and feeling and presenting your best must be tailored and personalized, because you are not like all the other women out there. You have your own features, your own coloring, your own balance, your own shape, your own mix of measurements, 16 of them, that will tell you where the balance is in your body, no matter if your body has gained weight, moved around, the things have moved around your body. Typically, things that happen as we enter this age and space of our lives, you need a tailored solution. Otherwise, you are guessing. And it becomes that guessing game becomes really, really exhausting, because you'll do it and you'll be like, okay, it worked for today, but why doesn't it work another time? Why doesn't this work? And that's exhausting, going back and forth. So the third one is why actually the color thing doesn't work either, is because if you are just guessing, you are guessing off information that you don't have, knowledge that you're not aware of. And so you don't even know why it's broken when you try to fix it. Okay. And this is where you get in the space and you say, yeah, and that's why they don't make clothes for me. It's not true. Most of the reason why women are frustrated with how to present themselves is because um, it's not tailored enough. The answers that they want and are looking for is not tailored enough. And so, if you're feeling any of those three, have said any of those three to yourself, have gotten down a rabbit hole of any of those three, and you felt the signals of, in quotes, getting older, whether it's through your weight or your health or the career change because the career doesn't feel just quite like it works anymore, or a relationship change, or even a loss of clarity around your purpose, because that happens too. Those are all things that give your confidence a hit. And all of those tell me, and will be reflected in your closet, but tell me that you need a refresh of that purpose, and to be seen and heard and validated in a way about all of those years behind you. And then what is coming next? Because I'll tell you, there is so much more for you coming next, after the refresh, after the renew, after the re-energize. And all of that is inside you. There is a growth process here for you, that once you get really clear on that growth process, you will start to see what's right for you, not only in your life, but for your closet if you do it right. And then you get to put what's right on the outside, in how you appear, in how you behave in life, in how you communicate yourself, in your presence, on, offline, meeting, boardroom, Zoom room, everywhere, and in how you take care of your esteem and your self-esteem, your self-image, which then bleeds out to the rest of the world. So I don't know if you're like me, and have felt a few of those things as, time marches on, as my mom used to say. But I want you to know that there is more for you. There is a chance for a redefinition here. And not only do you get to do it in your closet if you do it right, but you get to do it with everything that you do every day if the purpose is right and on point and clear. So I hope that helps with me breaking down those three myths. Um, Check in if you've told them to yourself at any point. And if you believed them at any point, how much you believed them. And also check in and be like, how how much would it mean to me to be able to drop those myths and find a way on my own? Because there is a way. It just starts inside you. All righty. That helps. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.